Hello, in this C programming video, we will cover, what are we going to cover? The const keyword. So the const keyword is short for constant, and it allows you to create any type of variable, but with a set value, and you cannot change it afterwards. So with this, you have to assign an initial value. You cannot just declare a variable name. You have to declare and initialize it, and that is it. You can't, override it. So let me put something like here. Let's say if I put const int I, this is the way you do it. You put const, the data type, then the name of the variable equals, let's say 5. And if I was to print that out, I'll put %I and put I, save it, run it. Okay, so it prints out 5. Fantastic. What happens if I try and here say I equals 9, for example? Save it, run it. We're gonna get an error on line 7. So assignment of read-only variable. It's read-only. So you can only assign a value on the declaration line. That is it. Okay, so we need to get rid of that. And you can also do this. Instead of putting const there, you could actually put it after the data type. Like so, save that, give that a run, produce the same result where it prints out the number 5. There we go. I personally prefer it to be before the data type. 1, at a quick glance, you can see what's constant and what's not. And 2, honestly, that's the way I was taught. So I'll be lying if I said that's the superior way. It's the way I was taught. But I do prefer it that way. And honestly, most of the time online, you're going to see it before. But there's no real reason why you can't have it after the data type. I thought I just mentioned that so you know where you stand. Okay, so where is this beneficial? So if let's say you have some sort of value, and I'll give you an example. The best example that I can think of is pi. So if I put float and I put pi equals 3.14159f. Obviously I could go into more precision and use stuff like double, blah blah blah, but just for this will suffice. And if I put f and if I put pi, save it, and if I run it, there we go. The problem with this is if later on or let's say if I'm working with another developer and he actually does pi equals 5.0, for example, run that, it will say 5.0 when we print out pi once it actually decides to work. Problem is pi is always 3.14. It's the relationship of the circumference of any circle to its diameter. It is a fixed value of 3.14, 159, etc, etc, etc. So what you want is it to be a constant, and that way there will be no accidental changes of this value, which is pi. And that is it. You can also put it outside of the function. There it will be a global variable, and any functions will, no, let me save it. And any functions will be able to use that particular global variable. So just bear that in mind. And it is very common when you are using constants to put them outside of a function because, there's no accidental, potential for accidental changes. And they are usually a set value that's, in this case, not relative to the program. It's just a mathematical value that we're using in the program. So that is it. If you have any questions for not about to say string literals, but constants, the const keyword, feel free to post on the Discord group. There will be a link in the description. And as usual, hope you have a good day, and I look forward to seeing you soon.